Hi there! I am Scarlett and I just recently started a permaculture project here on the east coast of Mallorca. A year ago I was able to buy this beautiful piece of land, but I've recorded the very first property tour way before then, while I was patiently waiting for the paperwork to get through.
So if you haven't watched our first property tour already, I would highly recommend you to go to the very beginning of our YouTube channel and watch it now before you watch this one, because it will be much more fun for you to see all the big changes.
I'm so sorry about the background noises of the cicadas. I got so used to them that I didn't even notice them when I recorded this. I will take you on the exact same tour as I did 2 years ago, so you can follow all the changes. This is the entrance to our property. And when we cleared the driveway, we also uncovered this beautiful stone wall here. And this is the only building that is standing on our property. It's an old stone shed that we've been using for storage. And the only thing that has changed here is that it has a nice wooden door now. And now we enter into our first plot. We didn't change a lot here, but the plan is to add a lot of wildflowers and maybe keep some bees one day. And maybe I'll even add some grape wines. Also, I want to graft onto these wild olives that we have here. And here in the back we discovered 3 beautiful carob trees last winter. We gave them all a cut. So we're going to collect the first carobs this autumn. And now we enter our second plot. This is where we focused all our energy to clean up and prepare it for our subtropical food forest. This plot was just covered with wild olives when we first got here, and we weren't even able to see the end of it. Now you can clearly see the stone walls that border our property, and we were able to add a variety of new fruit trees. Our existing trees are doing much better too this year. The fig tree is carrying fruit, and also the grapevine has recovered, although it's not looking that great yet. But it's just amazing what a little bit of love, compost and a good cutback can do. Here you can see some of the leftovers from when we burned all that shrubs and produced biochar for the new trees. Of course, you can find a whole video about this day too. Before I show you the biggest thing that I've ever bought, let's just stop for a quick drink. Here it is, our 20,000 liter water tank. It is at the highest point of our property and is filled up by a truck at the moment. Since we don't have any roofs, we can't really collect any rainwater just yet. But just having water on site was probably the biggest change for us. It allowed us to start planting. Here you can see our improvised shower for the moment. Okay, back we go. On the right side here you can see our huge underground fire pit. This is to produce more biochar. And there is a whole video about how we built this thing and why it is that big.
And of course the most exciting change that happened on this plot is the start of our new food forest. We've planted 30 fruit trees and a couple of other trees, bushes, herbs, in between the old almond rows, and they're all doing pretty nicely. We have put them on an irrigation system from the tank above. We planted 4 rows of fruit trees this spring, and we will add more this autumn winter. So if you want to sponsor one of the new trees, you can also sponsor them on our website.
This is one of the rows of fruit trees we planted this spring. In between the fruit trees we added Mediterranean herbs, local varieties of shrubs and flowers. We also added pumpkins and melons as ground cover, since they can share the drip irrigation with the new trees and shade their roots. Some of the trees are still very tiny, and other varieties we were only able to buy in bigger sizes. This here is one of my favorite trees, the strawberry tree. It is native to Mallorca and produces the most funny looking fruits, and they're very delicious.
Now we are moving to the other plot, which is where we're gonna build our house soon, hopefully. And as you can see, we managed to clear the street all the way up to here, so I can park here on top on the plateau. And if we turn around, you can see that the path is now wide enough for trucks to pass, which was the whole purpose of it, because we obviously need to fill that tank now. We don't have any other access to water at the moment. And also, as you can see, I'm usually filling up these 6-liter bottles to water all the other plants that aren't on the irrigation system. But now let me show you that whole plot that I haven't been showing you in the last video, because I was just not able to pass, but we cleared a little path through it now.
Here on the left you can see the mountains of greenery we removed just to be able to get through here. And here is the place where we've already built our new composting toilet in the meantime. You will see the build of that in the next video, promise. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see how we did it. On this plot I want to plant a Miyawaki forest one day. The stone wall here in the back marks the end of our property. All our neighbors have the same cultivar as we do. It's almond fields and some carob trees against the walls. Plus they all keep sheep. As you can see, they all keep it very clean, which looks nice but kills all the microorganisms in the ground and dries up the soil. So we are going for a completely different approach here. It is super hot and humid today, so I'm taking a quick break here on our siesta hammock, which is at the perfect spot because it's probably the only place where you're always in the shade. Now we've made it back to our driveway that surrounds the native forest. The little forest is going to stay almost untouched and serves as a habitat for wildlife.
And this is probably the biggest change that we made. It was a lot of hard work to cut out all these bushes. You can see all them laying here behind me. But it was really worth it because access is key when it comes to doing anything basically. So just every time I'm driving up here, I feel a little bit proud and super happy that we did this in the very first week after signing the contract. last property tour ended right here, but now we actually can enter our magical forest area.
We added a couple of native plants to our forest to increase the diversity.
I am so grateful to have my own little native forest here on the property, and we're taking good care of it. There are also some mysterious structures in here that I'm actually not quite sure what it is, like this one in the back. It seems to be somehow like a little hut without a roof, but it's too small for any animals, and so I'm not quite sure what it was used for. If you know, please tell me in the comments. And then I have one more surprise for you. There's one structure that I actually haven't found the day of the first property tour, but since then I actually was working on this structure quite a bit. It is an old water reservoir that we found here in the middle of the forest.